Lesson 1. Storytelling in the classroom.
Let's start with the elements of storytelling for kids. A good story is one which captivates and engages the readers or listeners, and stories can hold a lot of power to influence our students. The basic elements of a story are 5. The setting is where and when our story takes place. Having a familiar setting will enable listeners or readers to form connections with the story and become interested. However, setting characteristics which are unknown to the students will also ignite their interest more as they try to make sense of the new information. Then we have the characters, who are very important in the elaboration of the story, as the students will either like them and want to become like them or dislike them and use them as examples of what to avoid. These can be humans, animals, or even sometimes natural phenomena or abstract ideas. They are the way our plot moves forward. The plot of the story is everything that happens. It is what makes the story heard and interesting. What is included in the plot influences what students can connect to. Each story can include a conflict, which is a problem to be solved by the protagonists of the story and provides our story with more action and suspense. It's what keeps the story from being simple, informative, or sometimes boring. Finally, as is the case with myths specifically and to a great extent, stories have a moral, a meaning which we are expected to deduce from it, an idea, belief or message that the story wants to put through. When it comes to stories for children, it is important to use characteristics which make them more appealing and easier to listen to or read. Dialogues are an ideal way to make the story more approachable, and also short sentences which do not intimidate children. To this goal, emotion can also be used as it involves children to what they experience more. In a sense, storytelling for kids is like painting a picture with vivid colors, but using simple strokes. When it comes to myths specifically, there are some added characteristics to the above. Myths are formed when people try to explain things around them which they cannot explain based on their already acquired knowledge. The heroes of the myths are usually challenged or perplexed in situations which they need to escape, and the realization of that is essential for the development of the myth. Consequently, the conflict in myths is usually bigger. Let us now consider the numerous benefits that incorporating storytelling into our lessons has, both for teachers and for students. Storytelling promotes language development by exposing students to authentic language in a meaningful context. It improves listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills as students engage with the story, retell it, and respond to it through various activities. Imagination and creativity are cultivated as students use their imagination to visualize characters, settings, and events. They explore alternative endings, create their own stories, or engage in dramatic play. Engagement and motivation are enhanced because stories foster a positive learning environment as they capture students' attention. They create an emotional connection and make learning more enjoyable, encouraging active participation and contributing to a love for literature. Comprehension skills are improved through the use of context, making abstract concepts more accessible, and illustrating complex ideas through narrative structure. Students develop their understanding of plot, character development, sequencing, cause and effect. Cultural awareness is developed since stories from diverse cultures and backgrounds expose students to different perspectives, traditions, and values. They promote empathy, understanding, and appreciation of cultural diversity. Stories with conflicting viewpoints prompt students to analyze, interpret, and evaluate the story's content, stimulating critical thinking and developing their ability to make connections and draw conclusions. The engaging and memorable nature of stories helps students remember information, such as vocabulary, grammar, and content, in a more effective and long-lasting manner, especially through the use of repetition in children's stories. Stories provide opportunities for students to empathize with characters, reflect on their own emotions, and develop their social and emotional intelligence. Stories build community and connections. Collaboration and discussion among students are encouraged. A shared experience is created, providing opportunities for peer interaction, teamwork, and communication. Stories can be used to explore various subject areas, such as science, history, or geography. They provide a context for interdisciplinary learning, enabling students to make connections across different fields of knowledge. As we can realize from the above, storytelling can be a valuable and versatile tool in the classroom, enriching students' learning experiences and promoting holistic development.